her energy, everything within just the formula overall. But really, it was all about Ruth, and it was great to hear.
Her friction was freed. Some friction, not her friction. Some friction was freed.
Correct.
Unleashing Ruth, and that's what we're all doing here. So awesome job. I want to step into and acknowledge Dr. Roger Sahori with massive gratitude, brother. I had an interesting back dynamic occur for me. We'll go into the story, but it was, I felt like somebody put a knife into my lower back. I've never had a back dynamic before. And I did a video on it yesterday. It was incredible what occurred, and still working through it, right? There's going to be like sliding back, moving forward, sliding back. I'm definitely in a much different base camp than I was waking up yesterday. It is not nothing for sure. So it's a couple things came up for me. I carry a lot of empathy. I was raised in an empathetic environment tremendously. My grandfather being blind, empathy was present in my childhood. I just always felt what people were feeling. But still, we can not be fully present to people who are in physical pain. And I thought over the last couple of days, my God, I have never taken an opioid. It was hard for me to envision how a path like that could be formed. And I'm not saying I could form that path, because I get, like, to me, that equals massive problems, right? And there's no pull towards those, towards opioids, but I could envision how somebody can be in so much pain that they would be desperate to do anything. Number one. Number two, I could see like how catastrophically impactful to our self-mastery, the inability to be in our body. My ability to be in my body has been impacted to some degree over these last 2 days. So for people who are paralyzed, for people who are in chronic pain, all this was running through my nervous system over the past 2 days, like empathy for people, something that we're not present to. We might not be present to the idea that, a village is being raided in some country right now and people are being kidnapped, and that happens regularly in some places in the world. We might not be as present to it. So I wasn't as present to the dynamic of chronic pain. So one, acknowledging Roger Sahori. Two, to the extent that you're out there in chronic pain, love, empathy, prayers, and for what that is and what that does to our self-mastery. So I just want to confront and acknowledge that. On a third point, there's just new base camps everywhere. And to the extent, I know you are not confused. Most of you fine folks out there are not confused. But one of the things that when people are aligned the way that we're aligning in the Unblinded ecosystem, being led by folks that are in elite, is alignment around action steps. And I could not express more gratitude. I could not express more clarity for the people that ran Railroad Opens yesterday. Iron Man, Jason Sipple, D-Rush, Nita, the level of, and Adam, make sure I get the rundown of everybody, because I want to speak into everybody really briefly. So if we could, team, let's just give a quick recap of everybody that ran Railroad Opens yesterday. I want to make sure I drop in on that. But first, I'll say Nita. I'll say first, collectively, the number of people that were on Railroad Opens yesterday was at an all-time high. It was extraordinary. We said on Saturday, like, step up, challenge, let's go. And the numbers were phenomenal. The newness was phenomenal. The fact that these people can help and support each other was rising. Maybe not phenomenal yet, but certainly meaningfully rising, right? That was present. And the job that the folks did in hosting D-Rush, like time integrity, J-Sips, like time integrity all over the place. And it was, Nita energy rising, fun, connective energy. It was present. So that's what it looks like. And that's what you're looking to cause in the people that you're working with. And you were causing leadership yesterday in the way that people were there, the way that they were showing up, and the expansion of the utilization of Real Raw, the leveraging of Real Raw, the building into your speaking platforms. It was very present for me, and I was blown away by who you are and what you're doing. So Adam, who was the full slate of Real Raw Opens yesterday? We have that yet?
Yes, L. Anderson, Andres Rivera.
Right, let's go to L. Let's quickly acknowledge L. Outstanding job, great numbers. I want to acknowledge Bella, who jumped on because I was getting treatment and it ran long. So L, fantastic job. I was there for a bit, but Bella and L carried that, did a phenomenal job. Bella threw down some gauntlets, and her desire for rising in mastery and learning, confronting, and challenging is fully present. So thank you again, Bella. L, great job. Andres, Diana, I mean, just like hosting energy off the charts, having the people there, the way, it was coming together. Just, I'm so proud of you. I'm so thankful for you, for what I'm seeing and experiencing, the ego subjugation, the rising in mastery, the realizations, the breakthroughs, the freeing of friction is just extraordinary. Adam?
Yes, you mentioned Nita.
Yeah. Phenomenal. I mentioned it. Nita, J Sips, D Rush,
Rob Gill,
Rob Gill, of course. Okay, that was the one I was missing, right? So Rob Gill. Rob Gill, I don't know if I need to say anything more than Rob Gill is wearing an Unblinded hat. And tomorrow morning, I want to speak into, either tomorrow or Monday, because we have some other fine folks coming on tomorrow. I want to speak into an amazing conversation I had with Michael Smiken this morning about how you may be showing up for people in the most incredible ways. And actually, I'll just share this. I will share it because the energy is there. I'll let Michael retell it. Michael, actually, is Michael out there? If Michael's there, let's bring him up. If not, I'll share it. All right, going once, going twice. So here we go. So this is Michael's joke, right? He said that there was a rabbi on a boat, right? And it was sinking.
Hey, Sean, I'm on, by the way.
All right, go ahead, tell the joke, Mike.
All right, in all its glory, Sean?
In all its glory.
All right. So, so I am Jewish. I hope this isn't offensive to members of my tribe. So there's a rabbi on a cruise ship, and the cruise ship starts to sink. And as it's sinking, the rabbi goes to the front of the ship, and he starts praying to God. And he goes, oh God, please save me, please save me. He listens, and he doesn't hear God. A lifeboat comes by, and they go, jump, we'll save you, we'll save you. And he goes, no, my God will save me, my God will save me. He goes back to praying, oh God, please save me, please save me. He listens. He doesn't hear God. A second lifeboat comes, and they go, jump, we'll save you. He goes, no, my God will save me. Third time, he goes back to praying, God, I've been devout my whole life. Please save me. He listens, no God. A third lifeboat comes by. They say, jump, we'll save you. And he says, no, my God will save me. The cruise ship sinks. He goes up to heaven, and he goes to visit with God. And he goes, God, I've been a devout man my whole life. I prayed to you the one time I need you in my life. I ask you to come save me, and you do nothing. And he smacks the rabbi in the head, and he goes, you idiot. Not only did I send one lifeboat, I sent 2 lifeboats, and then I sent a third lifeboat, and you didn't jump. So, yeah, that was the joke that I shared this morning.
Yes. And why did you share it?
Because, it was a meaningful joke, and I wanted to share it with you. Because sometimes when you don't see what you don't see, you don't recognize the lifeboats as they come for you. And sometimes it may be too late. And hopefully, I now see the lifeboats.
Yeah. And so what we're speaking into is the idea that people out there, and stay with me, Mike, please, that you're communicating with that are like, I want to make more money, man. I'm just like, oh my God, I want to make more money. Like, this is so frustrating. Nothing works. And oh, my time, I slammed. I'm fighting with my, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, oh my God, like, it's just crazy. It's just exhausting. I'm just sick of things. Nothing seems to really work. And it's like, well, yeah, like, come to, the Huddle, come to Unblinded, come on the railroad. Dude, come on. Like, I want, I need something that's going to help me make more money and less time with more magic. Like, I need something. I need the freeing of some friction, man. I don't need a Huddle. I don't need a formula. I need something that's going to help me generate more money and less time with more magic. I just need that. Like, where is it? Like, why won't you help me? Like, why won't somebody help me? This is completely crazy. I just need more money, less time, more magic. I need a way to meet people that are real people. I need a way to like open people's listening. I need a way to create structure so I have more sales meetings and sales. I need more speaking engagements. I need to get better places. It's like, so just stop talking about this unblinded stuff and give me a solution. Michael, thoughts?
Yeah, we don't see what we don't see, right? And it's right there, right in front of us. And for those who don't have and haven't figured out a process to get all of those things, the process is staring you right in the face. You may just not be able to see it.
Yeah. And by the way, I don't think there's many people listening to right now that are in that boat. But the people who are in that boat are the people you're talking to every day. And a lot of the personal development space, and I hear this, is like, oh man, thank God I'm here, because the people over there, out there, they just don't get it like we do. Like, they just don't get it out there like we do. What we're here to say is that's what your job is. Your job in life is to support people in seeing what they don't see. That's where your money, your time, and your magic lie. It's not in being insular. It's in realizing that whether that was a rabbi, a priest, a mother, a father, a cleric, a teacher, a lawyer, an accountant, and they're sitting there going, help me, save me, the boat's going down. It's people not seeing what they're not seeing, and be empathetic and be patient and rise in your mastery every day to help them see it. So Michael, I loved it. I am proud of you. I am not confused of where all of this is headed. Fit to Exit is headed, you're headed. And the idea that in the same week, and by the way, this is also some, for some clarity, because there's people at Caliggy Law that were like, wait, like, where'd you go? And it's like, where'd I go? I'm doing everything I ever said I was going to do. And Michael, can you speak into that dynamic from that perspective so people can apply it to their own families, their own ecosystem partners, their own acceleration in what may be showing up for people as they're making things happen?
Yeah, so 100% thank you. And I appreciate that because it gives me an opportunity to be humble, right? And to fully, embrace and show how easy it is for even those that have been around you for years and years and years to be completely blind to what it is that's around them. And, when you and I had these discussions, like in 13, 14, 15, during, my ascension within the firm, you spoke to this. You spoke about the building of community. You spoke about connecting, from heart with love. And, a lot of it for me was, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, that's really weird. And then, years later, it became more and more clear. And I'm like, you're a genius. Like, that was a very common occurrence for us in our relationship. You would say something to me, and then 2 years later, when it would finally click, I'd call you up and say, you're brilliant. That's all I have to say. And then you're like, wait, what was it this time? Right. And so that's kind of the conversation that you and I have been having for the last 3 or 4 months, where it's just like, you're brilliant. And I just realized something. And the magic of it was there all along, and I didn't actually see it. Was I thought that when you said you were going to go build community, it was going to look a certain way. And I was going to be involved in it in a certain way, and things were going to happen in a certain way. And what's funny is that didn't happen at all. It happened in a much better way, a much different way. And so while, I can only speak to myself, but I imagine this is others as well. While others are looking and saying, where is that hand? Where is that boost? Where is, the stool, the ladder, the rope? Like, where is it? And you're like screaming from love and connection and saying, it's right there. Look at it. I told you it's that. Like, just look. And they go, I don't see it. I don't see it. It's not what I expected. And you're like losing your mind out of frustration, but loving and still connecting. Like, I get it and I see it and I understand it, and I believe in you. And, I've had my eyes unblinded, and I see now that the rope, the ladder, the stool, whatever it is and always has been right there.
Yeah. And brother, let me share this, and to everybody. Those 2 top 100 national jury verdicts, they don't happen. Like, they don't even come close to happening without Michael. And the two of us and a team of people coming together. And Michael's amazing leadership, and we did it together. It was an ecosystem merger. And in this journey, Michael, in me delivering on my promise, right, to build something where you end up teaching people and lawyers and leading and business people and all of those things we talked about. And same thing with Rob Gill. It would have been impossible for you and I to build that without Adam, Fernando, Elle, Chaz, Patricia, D. Rush, Joe Hagan, TTP, Jason Sipple, and on and on and on. And so that's what had to occur for it all to occur. And the biggest hindrance I ever had in my life was I was insular to some degree. And I was insular with the people I loved and trusted, like Michael, like Rob, like my mom running the firm, like Tom LaGreca, the Don of medical revenue recovery, like Lisa. And then when this all began, I remember the first conversations with Lisa, like, well, you're over there with like all those people and like Platt and Lyons, and you're over there. But I was never over there. I mean, I was there, but I was just out doing what I do to merge ecosystems. And maybe it just felt like, and I had never gone into it at that level and with that ferocity and that level of commitment. So maybe it showed up differently. It was like jumping off the boat to go get help. Not that we're sinking, but like going to like merge things and build things. And it was like, wait, where'd he go? He left us here. What's happening? He left. But I never left. It was all to do this. No differently, brother, and everybody, well, but for Michael specifically, than when you're a beautiful and incredible and supportive wife. And I don't know this to be a fact, but if she didn't say these words, then she's perfect and not even human. Had to say at some point during those years when we were doing those cases and all the stuff we were doing, had to have said, like, what are you doing? Michael, how many times did you fly to Arizona?
Over 150 times in the course of 3 years.
150 times. And during that process, Michael lost his father. You lost your grandmother. And you still got on those airplanes to fly there. Is that right?
I did, yeah.
And how many things did you miss on the home front in those 150 flights to Arizona?
Kids walking, right? Crawling for the first time. That was super challenging, and thankfully I get to repeat that with Eli, right? My 9-month-old, and see it now. But yeah, missed a lot, right?
Yeah. And 5 of the 9 games I missed were sitting in the second trial in Arizona. 5 of those 9 games. And I'll never forget when Tyler got his second hit against Park Ridge to win the game his sophomore year on varsity. And I was sitting in the courtroom, and as you may know, Michael certainly knows, my ability to focus is insane. And in that moment, I was so happy and I felt like bursting out crying that I missed it. Our arch rivals, like what I had dreamed about from his childhood. And he just won the game against the head coach from Park Ridge. That was my JV baseball coach my freshman year at Emerson. And to miss that moment meant the world to me. And for me, it meant more than missing walking. I'm not belittling what Michael just said, or as much. Like if I had a choice to have missed Tyler walk or missed Tyler get the game-winning hit against Park Ridge, I would have seen the game-winning hit against Park Ridge, right? So, and here's the key question, Michael. So one key point is, why didn't you come help me? Where's the lifeboat? Let's let that anchor for the people all around you. And second, and I don't think I've ever asked this question, are you happy you did it? Are you happy that you stepped in, leaned in, and did what you did? And if you can go back and unwind it and lose the jury verdicts, the pride, the celebrations, the trips to Grand Canyon, all those things, and get back whatever was sacrificed for them, what would your choice be?
I regret none of it, Sean. I regret none of it because every
every one of those journeys, every one of those hardships, every one of those challenges, like changed who I am, right? Changed my definition of self, changed my identity, and turned me into this, which I am today. And this, which I am today, won't be the same thing that I am tomorrow or the month after that. And so I can appear and be something more, something different, something better for my kids, right? So that they can have a vision of what an example of greatness can be, what an example of possibility can be. So no, I would never change it.
And here's my question then. If you want to scale, you want to grow, and you want to duplicate, you are never doing it unless you have a Michael Smikin, unless you have a Fernando, unless you have an Adam Gugino, unless you have a Rob Gill. It's never happening. And so as you think about your 4 heroic unique identities, the 4th one is why people want to grow and scale with you. And Michael knows that I would run headlong into a tidal wave, gunfire, anything to make it happen. And that's why he would join me and even lead and go ahead of me on those types of missions. Because Michael, did you know that I would back down to nothing or no one in those processes?
Never. No, I've seen way too many examples of that to know that would never happen. So yeah, I mean, you did push my chips all in, but I'm glad that you did.
Yeah. And so that's what you're causing in the people with you and around you. So thank you, D-Rush. Thank you, Bella. Thank you, Jack Tavares. Thank you, Susan Hum. Thank you, Shu Ling. Thank you all for joining forces, merging ecosystems. And now we need to continue to expand so you find people who love and believe in you every bit as much as you believe in what we're doing here. Every bit as much. And that is how we grow. And that is why our staying insular, which feels beautiful and comfortable. Let me tell you something. Michael and I laugh a lot. We have an amazing time. And Rob Gill and I laugh a lot. And doing all this and going into rooms in the Tony Robbins world and other ecosystems and Chris Cornell, all these environments, I felt at times like I was swimming with great white sharks with no cage that were like pretending to be my friend and were ready to eat me at any second they could. And it felt uncomfortable. And I missed laughing, sitting in my office with Michael when I was in another country and meeting with people, and my heart was sinking as I realized what their vision was, what their alignment was, and that it wasn't there. And there was so many times I said, like, what am I doing? And another person would tell me they could help me in marketing or digital or do something and make something happen. And if I do this, then they'll do that. And I would do this and they wouldn't do that. And I felt so many times like giving up. So many times during the trials, giving up, being out there, giving up, right? So many times. And everybody you are leading is going to feel the same way, and never forget about it. And it takes time. And I never gave up on Michael ever back then, and certainly not now. And maybe my addition to the joke is, Michael, that I sent the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th lifeboat. And sometimes you'll find somebody. And may you be so blessed, like Michael Smikin, and you will never stop sending the lifeboats, or Rob Gill. And so, Michael, I love you. I'm grateful for you. And you're amazing. And there's certain things you totally suck at in the space of marketing, but we don't suck at yet, right? At all, in any way, is being a speaker, a leader, a visionary, heart-centered, and your learning of marketing has gone up 50-fold in the last week for what the true version of ecosystem merging and speaking looks like. And some of the people you met through, our circles didn't know what they didn't know as they were teaching certain things to you. But there's one thing you can rest assured about Michael Smikin is his ability to learn and accelerate is amazing. And this brother truly understands now the power of ecosystem merging in a new and unbelievable prism. And I cannot wait to see what happens over the next 1, 2, 5, 6 months. It's going to be absolutely incredible. And this didn't feel complete and right without like that click of alignment in. And for fun, we talked about the Rocky movie over the weekend. I almost feel like Rocky, where, and I guess that makes you Adrian for purpose of this analogy, Michael, right? Where there's like wake up, it's like win, and knowing we're doing this together. And so thank you, brother. Any final?
Yeah, I just, I wish it was only 10 lifeboats. It was probably closer to 74 of them, but I love you because of that, because you never gave up. And thank you.
Yeah. And when I was in my darkest moments in 2015, and you were in your darkest moments, you sent the lifeboats, and you have many other times. And so you are worth it. And guys, we want boundaries. But when people have proven to you who they are and what their skill sets are, and there's just some things that just haven't quite clicked in, those are people that deserve endless and continuous follow-up. Not people that you think that are out there somewhere that could pull off magic tricks for you, that don't love you, that are not aligned with you, that you really don't know if they could even pull off the magic tricks. You have everything you need with you and around you right now. And the people here that truly love and care about you, the people in your family, the people who've proven their loyalty to you over time, right? Those are the people to build and construct with and to attract. Like the guru folk that are like, I will come in and I will do all of this for you. They ain't gonna do all of it for you. There's a lot of work to be done. I taught Michael a ton of stuff and the formula, but he did it. He did it. The briefs, the depositions, the making expert witnesses like move away from what they did, the writings, building his abilities and urgency and aggression and disruption and all of those things. He's the one that implemented and ran and worked as a warrior on the battlefield to get better. And so, Michael, welcome to this party, because we have been in the party many, many times together, and you were here, but maybe not fully. And I sense it now. And I told Michael this morning that I would be quite shocked if Fit to Exit wasn't an 8-figure business in 2021. And I look forward to it. So, Michael, thank you, brother. And have a wonderful, thankful Thursday. We'll talk in a little bit.
Thank you, Sean.